Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Here I am after my honeydews. And listen, Persona is a guilty pleasure for me. It's the only game, let me tell you, it's the only game of this genre that I really get this obsessed with, right? And have such a deep, long relationship with, and just love the universe of this series and what have you. This and the Shin Megami Tensei series. And let me tell you, it's 30 years. It's 30 years, and I know this video is not going to be for everybody, but those of us who are ATLUS freaks, right? And there's something about this company, right? Everybody has their favorite developer. For me, it's ATLUS, and for me, now that we're doing 30th anniversary, and you have the protagonist of the first game, dead center there, guys, this game deserves a remake. It really does. This is the first offering for the U.S. And it was back in the PlayStation days. It's a grinder. It's a grinder. We got a little bit of an update on the PSP, which I also own here. And I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my guide. This is probably the most expensive guide that I own, guys. This is pretty expensive. I don't pull it out just for anything. But I think the 30th anniversary is a good place to start. How did I get started in this? With a little game called Soul Hackers. I didn't know this universe. I bought this game thinking it was a fighting game because I like action games. I like those kind of games. And for those of you, who haven't been around the channel, I was coming out of surgery, and I was just laying in bed. I couldn't do anything. But before surgery, I went and bought these games, on the cheap, like I always do. Look at that price. It's still right there. This game's really expensive now, but bought it for $13 because I'm a pro member. I've been a pro member since 2011. That should be another video. Regardless, guys, this anniversary is coming up. It's a series that that I played. I love the DS. As you guys know, I'm a DS person. Believe it or not, for those of you who don't know, and sometimes I talk to people and they don't know that Persona 5 actually came out on the PS3. That's right, on the PS3. And the first time that I played this game, I played on the PS3 specifically because I was collecting at that moment. And the setup I had, it was just easier to play it there than on the PS4. And the one game that I can't find is my PlayStation 4 Persona. I look for it everywhere. It's just one of those things. I'm going to have to go buy another one, I guess. But yeah, you know what? And one that I didn't show, I made a little short. Let's see, is Strikers. Oh, jeez. I have a steelbook for Strikers, guys. And what is going on here? Did I leave it in storage? Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, sorry about that. Got Strikers here. I have 2 copies of this game. I don't know why. This one has a little booklet in it, which is pretty cool for the Switch, right? I have 2 copies of Persona 4, one sealed, one not sealed, and believe it or not, I keep the CDs in my car because I play these. This is the only series where I actually play the music while I'm riding around. Of course, there's a PlayStation 2 version of P3. Look at that bad boy right there. Let's just celebrate together, I usually don't take these out. I keep them pretty close to the vest. Another P3 here. And, of course, the P2. This is an acquired taste. The P2 is really an acquired taste, and I like these games, guys. I like the history behind them. I used to make little short videos with them. They still might be in the channel. I don't know. Back in the day before shorts were a thing, I used to make these cutscenes with other software and put music to them because I really like the aesthetics of in the art world of Shin Megami Tensei. But now for this 30-year anniversary, man, how time flies. But one of the things I really wanted to say is that, you know, Shin Megami Tensei Persona, which was, you know, it's Persona, for those of you who don't know, is an offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei. It started with the game If, that is down there. I just don't want to walk away from the screen anymore. It started with If, you know, Shin Megami Tensei If, which was really Persona 0. And I really wish they would go back to these games. I really wish that instead of, you know, Persona 6, yeah, make Persona 6, don't get me wrong. But really, this game really deserves a remaster. And I wish they would do this. They'd start with Persona and then go back to If. Right? Have that Persona be a hit with the protagonist, you know, and all the and all the lore of that game. You know, there was character swapping back in the day. They swapped the character here. One of the earliest versions of character swapping that is so controversial today happened in Persona, right? You know, start off with that and then move on to Shin Megami Tensei If, or Persona 0, if they want to call it that. I think there's a whole branch, a whole world of exploration that you could do there that hasn't even been touched. This universe is so vast, guys. The gameplay is one of my favorite ones, guys. When I'm grinding, when I really don't want to think about anything, I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei or Persona, and I just sit there and grind. It's one of the very few things, you know, one of those games that probably the only other game that I do something like that with would be Death Stranding. Right? Those are the kind of grindy games that I like. But this universe, man, there's so much to explore here, and I would really wish, to tell you the truth, if they went back to this, if they made it a more realistic version, not this cartoony stuff. You know, I wish they'd go to you know, a modern aesthetic, if you will. But the only thing that I'm afraid of is that they'll make the characters ugly, you know, because some people blame the software, some people blame politics. I don't know what it is, but I wish they just kept the characters as they are, as we grew up with them, as we experienced them, and even maintain the adult theme with Persona 2 eventually. But I think they can go back to the well and revisit, you know, Shin Megami Tensei If, Persona, and Persona 2. But it would be my wish that they did it just in this fashion, that they would go with Persona first, Shin Megami Tensei If second, and then third they would do Persona 2. That would make me a happy man, right? You know, if they don't do it, I'm sure someday, somehow, with AI, homebrewers will do it. It's a very dedicated community. It's a niche community, right? Not so much in Persona 5 now, but the older games. You know, the older games, those of us who have appreciation for them. And like I said, I don't know how many people enjoy it. I don't know how many people that love Persona, you know, would like to see this guide read off. You know, if you haven't experienced the game, you guys let me know. It would be a labor of love for me, guys. I have Reiki's edema, so I struggle for reading long periods of time, so I would have to do it. I would have to record it over a long period of time and then publish it, and just publish it all at once, right? So whoever's playing can just go through it and pause it and do all that. I think that it would be a cool thing to do if I ever have that kind of time, which is it's sometimes difficult, right? Because I have a 2-year-old now, and she loves getting into everything, and you know, my time is a little tight. But yeah, guys, 30 years of Persona. This game for me is special. Those of us who own the PlayStation 1, you know, and have played throughout the games, especially the soundtracks, guys. The music takes us back. The song School Days is so underrated. It's a banger, guys. It is a banger. Go watch it in my short if you've never heard that song. The soundtrack for Persona 4 is what's loaded in my car right now. You know, I put a CD player in my car. Just I'm weird like that, guys. I'm old school. I like the CD, man. But guys, what a celebration! 30 years, they went by so quickly. And if you're a Persona lover out there, if you love Shin Megami Tensei and the Persona series, man, what a journey we've been in. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll when something happens, I'll say that they say right now that there's an update on 1.8, so I'll be reporting on this. I don't know how many people are going to be into it, but I want to see what they want to do. I know they do concerts and stuff like that, which I can't go to with a baby, but it's nice to see them anyway. All right, humans, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.